Morning, welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for June 1st, 2019.
Today we're updating you on Batman.
We have a couple Pokemon updates.
Death Stranding might be coming out this year.
Mortal Kombat 11 is getting some DLC character.
Modern Warfare news.
And Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland.
Stay tuned for all that and more.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
It's still June 1st.
Still June 1st. Welcome, gentlemen.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Brian.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Man,
Oh, sorry.
Jeepers creepers.
Volume!
It's the smoke.
I have difficulties controlling the level of my volume, boy.
We're here to talk about game and movie news from all over
Welcome.
the internet from the last week.
How you guys doing? How do you guys doing, first of all?
I'm alive.
Yeah, you're alive.
He's alive.
Excellent. Good to hear.
I'm alive. I had all of these messages
Actually,
yesterday.
you
so
know, technically, we're all alive.
we are all alive. But
This week has been rough for the city that we live in.
It's been rough for the province.
It's been rough for our province. Us, we've got smoke. Other people have fire.
I know. So, sorry out there. If you're...
I could do a whole segment on like government changes.
Let's not, because I reflect most of
legitimate.
what
I know, like it's hilarious.
You and I both have issues.
I was sitting there the other day,
We have...
even talking to kids. I'm like, the government right now. Not that it's gone through, but like minimum wage.
Things can affect you.
And the kids are like, that doesn't seem quite right. And I'm like,
there's even
guys,
employers who are saying we're not going to change.
yeah, there's a lot of it.
Well, they have that. They'll say that, but
yeah,
That's true.
either way.
And then I can get into all sorts of other things. That's why on Twitter I mentioned the one thing, and I'm like, and now I'm going to stop because otherwise.
No, that's why you put on your Twitter profile. The tweets are my own.
Yeah, the tweets are my own. Yeah,
Tweets are my own.
tweets are my own doing.
Okay.
No, otherwise I'm alive.
Yeah, we're good.
I was dying.
Don't
yesterday.
die.
Fixed that.
Do not die.
Not dying.
Don't die.
Either ways,
Important.
first bit of news update on Batman. Robert Pattinson. Last week we talked about it.
Maybe the new Batman.
Maybe the new Batman.
Now,
officially.
the new Batman.
I'm super okay with this.
I'm okay.
I
I like the dude.
I'm honestly, he had one bad string of movies,
Well-
which was one series, really.
And it's not like
He was great in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So that's what Chris and I were talking about. I said,
Like, he's got a good resume.
well, and it's funny because I think the prosthetic teeth that they used in Twilight, because he had a really flat face. I always used to call him shovel face because it looked like someone had taken a shovel and bashed him in the face for Twilight. Like it looked like everything was just.
Yeah.
I think the prosthetics of the teeth, because they didn't actually spend good money to give them
Good fangs.
good fangs, popped his jaw out, which flattens your face.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, sure.
I think that's the piece for me where it's like, oh, okay, like that's what gave him that flat face, because you see him in everything else.
He seems fine. He was great in everything,
Yeah.
not just Harry Potter. Like,
No,
Yeah.
he's done a string of good
good
movies, and that's
movies.
pretty much what the internet is on. Its kick now of is like, okay, go
Like,
watch this with Robert Patterson.
some
Go watch
people
this
are-
with Robert
some
Patterson.
articles-
Yeah.
Go watch this
some
with
articles
Robert
and people are
Patterson.
like, they've got the Twilight guy being Batman now, and everyone's like, and I'm like, no. For starters, never watched them,
No.
so I don't actually know.
I don't
know how bad those
associate
movies
with
are.
it, yeah.
So your argument is null and void to me.
If all he had ever done was Twilight and they had hired him,
Yeah.
I would be concerned
Yes.
because
He's done
again,
a lot of other
it's-
good
it-
movies.
watching clips of Twilight or trailers of Twilight,
just look
you
at
go-
pictures.
or
Even just
pictures of
is,
Twilight, you're going.
Yikes! Yikes!
Yee.
Like that. I really like that movie he was in with the circus.
No water for elephants.
Yes.
Elephants for water. Get
Something-
the elephants to the water.
something
Drink
like that.
elephants
Yeah.
instead
Water.
of water.
Water. Yes, exactly. in another universe, water.
Yeah.
Well, elephants are not water.
I think elephants for water. Or
I-
something.
That was a really good movie.
Yeah.
though.
I haven't
Exactly.
seen that one, but that's
Like,
he
he
has
can-
played
he can
a
act.
bevy of roles. He has looked different for a bunch of his roles.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before we were talking, I think he will either make a really good Batman or a really good Bruce Wayne, and the other side will suffer for it. But that's pretty much every Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll do a good both.
Except Michael Keaton. He did great both.
See, and I thought Michael Keaton's
He's Batman.
Bruce Wayne was.
I
love
I
Michael.
got the.
I love him.
The Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne felt like he was an old fart, a little bit. Like he was just like an old, not old and decrepit, but like old and like I'm gonna be a loner, not like a playboy.
Well, but that was the way Tim Burton wrote it. Too.
Yeah.
And I get that, but that's
For sure.
But I think Patterson will do good in both.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting
Because he's young enough, right? Like
Yeah.
he's
young.
Now
He's
the
like
question
30,
is he playing a young
It's
Ben
well,
Affleck?
It's got to be a,
It's gonna
a
be
young.
the
young
Batman, right?
Yeah.
Because the Batman is supposed
But
to
is
be
he
a
playing a
prequel.
young Ben Affleck? Like, is this prequel? Is this now its own separate, like...
I hope
Oh, you mean like
it's its own
part of the
separate
part of the
thing.
DCEU or whatever it's called now?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
hope
it's
it's
just
its
like the
own
Joker.
thing.
Right, like, but that's the thing, like, the DC movies are all kind of flipping and flopping all over the
there's
place.
no consistency.
The consistency's gone to almost to junk. Like, Aquaman does, it connects
Mhm.
very briefly of,
Briefly,
like,
yeah.
you're the guy that helped bring down what's-his-nugget from the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, and that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you've done this job, cool.
Yeah, I think,
And that was it.
is there any like official press releases of Patterson being the Batman?
Apparently there's a trilogy. He signed on for 3.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's...
But that like there's no confirmation or talking about like
he's the Batman.
like because the next one is called the Batman.
The Batman.
Which I think great title.
Sure, I
it's
love
a
it.
great title.
Yeah.
BT Dubs.
Because the original one with Michael Keaton was just Batman, right?
Yes,
It was
Batman and Batman
And then it was
Returns.
the Batman Returns.
Yes.
Yes.
The Batman.
The Batman.
It's like
good.
Justice
The
League.
Amazing
and
Spider-Man.
The Justice League.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
See, like that's.
But
what,
they've had
that's-
stuff titled as the Batman
Yeah.
before. So that
Exactly,
part to
that's
me is
true.
like, that works because
Well,
that's the title.
you know,
of
we're going to
things.
get to something come down the line in our news story about renaming old
Renaming
things.
old things.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that.
Well, and again, that's that piece of, do you just call this one Batman? What do you do? And again, do we get Jeremy Irons back as Alfred? Because
I think we do.
And that
Jeremy
would be
Irons
amazing.
is a great Batman.
If I'm being honest, Jeremy Irons, yes.
See, I liked Ben Affleck. I liked all of the stuff that was going on with, like,
Yeah.
the story obviously behind everything was junk
Was
because
crap.
Batman versus Superman was
There's a lot.
there was a
There's
lot that
issues.
needed
There's issues.
yeah.
Yeah.
There were good.
But
high
Jeremy
point-
Irons was great,
Yeah.
and I thought Ben Affleck did a stellar job.
I think he did good in both.
Yeah, I thought he was a very good. He could do both pieces because Ben Affleck does have that air of like I'm a snooty rich person
Yes.
for a lot of his roles,
Yeah.
and then not so much for others. Like you watch him in Jay and Silent Bob rebooted, and he's
I was gonna say, what about Dogma?
and I got that on my list. Like, but Dogma, he was less. I don't know.
Oh, he was uptight in that movie.
He was uptight, but he wasn't like snooty. This Batman, like his Batman was very much like, oh Alfred, I don't want to have to be doing this again, but if someone's got to save the day, it's got to be me.
Can we
like,
just get Kevin Conroy just to do Batman at this point?
No, he's way too old.
Doesn't matter. Old man
Seen
Batman.
Kevin Conroy?
No.
Like if they did Batman Beyond, he could pull off being Bruce. Wayne.
Bruce,
old
yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce. Oh my God, that's what they need to do. Oh, but Batman Beyond was so good,
See,
guys.
we talked
It
about
was.
that
I
last
loved
week
Batman
too.
Beyond.
Here's
Beyond
how do you transition that into live action?
You don't. You just go. You just do it. You just do it.
Because like that, if Sony, the guys who did Into the Spider-Verse, took that,
Mhm.
that would be stellar. Like I would take
Yeah.
Batman Beyond by those guys.
I
in a
would.
heartbeat.
I think you go live action with Batman Beyond.
I don't know how you do it. It's
You just do it. There's so much stuff you can do with CG nowadays.
I guess so. It would just be
There's-
a giant CG fest that I
Yeah,
feel
it would
would
just be
look
pure
like a giant CG fest.
I think.
I don't know.
I think you could do it. I think you could do it.
I don't know. Either way, I hope this movie doesn't suffer from the. Obviously, we've gotten rid of Mr. Watchman and Dawn of Justice Man and all of
Henry
that.
Cavill.
Well,
Yeah.
no, not even just Superman, but just the guy who was directing them, whose name I can't think
Zack
of right now.
Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
With him out of the picture for a lot of this
Yeah.
now, we are getting better.
Who is the
films.
director for this again?
Not.
Did they mention?
They did.
Yeah,
They,
they've got one.
They already had a director.
Because
For a
because
long
Ben
time.
Affleck was supposed to write, direct, and star,
He's
and
backed
then
away from a lot.
everything went sideways, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Nope."
I don't think Warner Bros. Was giving him the freedom to do what he wanted to do,
No.
or
Probably not.
whatever. Yeah.
Mm.
So I do hope that this is like a refresh. I don't hope it's not part of the DCEU
We
feel
don't know
it
at this
will
point.
be. People are hoping that we get Robin in this one because we haven't had Robin in forever.
We've never had a good Robin in a live action movie.
You take that back. What about those old?
Chris O'Donnell did
Yeah.
just fine. Thank
Okay,
you
no,
very
yeah,
much.
the TV shows, but in the movies.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell.
Oh no, I didn't like that one. I didn't like that. After Batman Returns, things went to crap.
They did, but again, the
actor they got for that was perfect.
yeah,
Tom Holland.
as Robin,
Yeah.
he could do it.
He's got other commitments at the moment.
He's got
but-
other acrobatic commitments at the
but
time.
Tom Holland would be great as Robin.
But again, and I
need
think
to-
that's
you
my
need to get
biggest
young.
piece with Robert Patterson is body wise, and I mean they can always.
He'll look at freaking Zachary
Fix it.
Levi.
Yeah.
I watched Shazam. Did I say I watched Shazam last?
I
I
know.
watched. Anyways.
I know. We know you've watched.
But yeah, like that's bodysuit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Well, I
sure
know the
most
body-
of that
the body
wasn't Zachary
suit.
Levi.
It's the bodysuit, but-
99% sure that's not Zachary.
It's not,
Levi.
but
Look at Chris Evans. He went into a machine and came out super
Ah!
buff.
yeah. Okay.
yeah, but he actually is super buff.
Yeah, I know.
And again, I
look
don't-
at Thor. look at Thor.
Yeah, he went super chubby.
I don't know how tall Robert. Like, I guess I just need stats on Robert Patterson. Hey Google. Hey Google. How tall is Robert Patterson?
Robert Pattinson is 1.85 meters tall.
How much does that in feet?
1.85 meters equals 6 feet 0.8.
Pretty
Okay,
tall.
no, okay,
He's
we're
tall.
good.
He's tall.
Next-
How much does he weigh?
Oh God.
Who are you asking about?
Oh,
Robert Pattinson.
Sure, here's Robert Pattinson on Google Play Music.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Google. Stop. Stop.
Yay! Copyright. Yay! Strikes. It's still playing.
Hey Google. Stop.
Sorry.
Copyright. And-
I'm just wondering how much he has to bulk up.
oh, he'll bulk up.
He'll have to
look
bulk
at
up
Chris.
lots.
Look at Chris Pratt. He went from
Yeah,
Chris Pratt.
He went from
My
Parks
big
and
thing was
Recs
height.
to
Yeah, my big thing was height because if
I
he
knew
can,
he was 6 foot.
yeah,
That's pretty tall.
6 feet's good, good height.
tall.
He's
I'm
taller
okay
than
now.
all of us.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
I thought he was about our height.
I thought he was shorter.
Yeah.
I thought he was yeah.
But then I haven't seen him.
Average.
Anyways, good job for him. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Is he English?
Yes.
Yes.
So he's got to put on the fake American accent.
Yep.
Wait, it's fine.
I'm just
It's fine.
Tom
Holland,
I know Tom
Chris
Holland
Pratt.
did a great job.
Chris Pratt.
There's
Pratt's
so
amazing.
many.
Not Chris Pratt. Chris.
Chris Pratt's American.
Which one of those Chris I get? I'm so confused all the time. Not Evans.
Thor?
Thor. Yeah.
Well, Thor speaks in mostly his accent.
Yeah, I've seen his English accent, like American accent.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's
I
good.
know me too.
He's 75 kilos.
The fact that there's statistics for that bothers me.
What? How much he weighs?
Yeah.
Well, but you would have to put that out there in your
Profile.
your resumes.
Yeah.
Your
actor,
headshots.
actor resume.
Yeah, your headshot.
I
would have to
weigh
be
this much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor.
Can weigh this much.
Thor. Thor. How much can you weigh? Yes.
Yes.
How much
I can
you-
change.
How much rubber do you have? All right, moving on.
Moving on. So, Pokemon there's two big direct things happening. The first one happened on Tuesday, which was like more of a business strategic meeting for the
Pokemon
investors.
companies, yeah.
Yeah, for the investors to talk about new products. They were very clear. There's no Sword and Shield stuff because that's
We get
next
that
week.
next week.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned for next week while I get nerd out on that too. So this investors meeting happened, I think, like 6 a.m. or something their time, which was like our evening. They talked about the upcoming games that they're coming out with, new services, new products. First thing they talked about was the success of Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to see that.
So it's excellent film, but they've confirmed that they're making a follow-up, Detective Pikachu 2, like because it's a 3DS game. If you're not familiar,
Yep.
the first game ended on the worst cliffhanger apparently of all time.
Oh.
Like it was bad. Like my friends who were really excited for this film were like, we get to finally see an ending to the game. Like it was bad. And so this Detective Pikachu 2 will pick up, I think, I'm not sure if it was like a direct sequel or if it's a remake of Detective Pikachu 1 with an ending.
Right.
But it's going to be coming out on Switch. So that's very, very cool.
Cool.
They announced a sequel to Pokemon Go,
Yes.
which is called Pokemon Sleep.
Yes.
And no details about that at the moment, other than the fact that you get to now sleep with your Pokemon.
There's a new Pokemon Plus thing coming out to help track your sleep.
I'm surprised they...
And they had the best name. They were very creative on the name. It's called the Pokemon Go Plus. I'm serious.
I know. It's
called
called the word plus
and then the symbol.
The addition symbol, yes.
So you can get the Pokemon Go Plus.
Yeah.
It will connect to Pokemon Go
Yes.
as a regular Go Plus would.
Yeah.
But you can apparently transfer Pokemon into it, and you can use it to help keep track with sleep. Apparently, Niantic's big piece is making sure that people are getting enough sleep. It is worth noting that Pokemon Sleep isn't actually being developed by Niantic. It's being developed by something called like Push Select.
Oh, okay.
It's a different company.
Well, because it's not going to be...
It's not directly tied to Pokemon Go per se.
Yeah.
But you can bring Pokemon from Go into this device, into this service.
I really hope they make like plushies to sleep with. You know.
Hey, Pokemon's good. That's
Also,
good. That is
plus she. You know. Like,
No.
those are the
Oh,
plus-
if it is not if it's not a substitute doll, then I don't want it. Just saying.
I don't know. I feel like they should have something you sleep
If
with.
it's not a substitute doll, I don't want it.
I would hug
So now my
child
big
with
question is
What is this? I don't even know.
how does one track your
Sleep.
sleep?
So,
Well-
other than if you have smart watches,
Yeah.
is an excellent way to do it.
I get that.
Like my watch always tells me, you got a great night's sleep.
Yeah.
Excellent, good job. Or you were up playing video games all last night. You didn't sleep at all.
See, but I plug my watch in at night. So for me,
See.
my watch would be like, as soon as I plug it in, I'm asleep because I could
No,
game that
you're
you're
supposed
system.
you have to wear it.
You'd have to wear it, because Fitbits are
Yeah,
very
they
much
actually
like that.
track your pulse and everything
Fitbits
too.
are very
get
good.
that.
Oh.
Fitbits are very good. So, and this device doesn't look like it looks like a little puck. This
Yes.
little Pokemon Go
Oh.
Plus. It looks like a little puck. So, and the promo video that they put up had the kid putting the little puck next to them on their pillow,
Right.
which doesn't make sense to me because I toss and turn at night
That's
like,
my
Yeah.
problem.
like a normal person.
That's-
So,
oh, I didn't know
what are the
that.
odds that do I put it in my pillowcase or do I? So there's not much details about this
Yeah.
right now,
It
and of
comes
course it's just
alive, and it sticks a probe right into your brain.
do
Yes.
it.
That's my
do it.
but that's my piece is you can't expect again something Pokemon geared more towards kids for them to have a smartwatch or something like that.
No, too expensive.
So how are you tracking sleep? Is it just me legitimately going okay, I'm going to sleep now, and then I go
We
to
have no-
sleep and I wake up and I go, Cal, woke up, and it goes, you had a good sleep, that was 8 hours solid, and I'm like, yes, thank you, thank you.
It's
I
hard to
slept
tell right
good.
now. It's hard to tell.
Right, but
It's
that's
very. And honestly,
part of
this
me that ponders.
is just an investors meeting, right? It's just for
Right.
the Pokemon company to be like, hey, we have Sword and Shield.
We're
coming
gonna
out.
make people
We're gonna
healthier
We're gonna
in
make a lot of
some
money
way."
in
Yeah.
in this November or whatever. But we have other things. I was actually half expecting them to talk about Pokemon card game stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But that obviously didn't happen. The other product that I'm actually interested in seeing what this turns into is Pokemon Home.
Home.
So essentially, it is I don't know if they're replacing Pokebank or Pokemon Bank.
Seems like that's the direction. Is everything's
Right.
gonna
So it's going to be your Pokemon is in the cloud now, and it doesn't matter if you're playing Pokemon Go, Sword and Shield, X and Y, or what's the latest 3DS one? Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon,
Sun
Ultra
and
Sun and
Ultra
Moon. Doesn't matter which ones you're playing, you'll be able to bring your Pokemon into this Pokemon Home cloud and then transfer them between devices. Pokemon Sleep. So
Yeah.
so I think it's not so much replacing Pokemon Bank as Pokemon Bank is going to be one of the connected services.
I think
So it's going to be like a cloud within a cloud kind of thing. So you must go deeper.
Yo, dog.
You must go deeper. I heard
hear
you like
you like
clouds. So that's a very exciting service. It's about time
Yeah.
they did something like this, especially future proofing other Pokemon services as well.
Yeah.
So you can start saying I got this Bulbasaur in the eShop version of Pokemon Red and Blue. I would like to now use them in Pokemon Go.
Yeah. All right.
That's something we can do.
Sure.
or you can bring him back into Sword and Shield or whatever.
Or the
So-
Let's Go games.
Or the Let's Go games is another big one that they referenced for that as well. So that's exciting. I'm very long overdue. I think it's what Pokemon Bank wanted to be.
Sure.
It's what Pokemon Bank wanted to be.
So do we have to pay for this one?
You know what? Pokemon Bank was like $5 a year.
It was less than that. It was
It
stupid.
was really
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah. Like
It's that thing that you forget you pay for.
Yeah. And what's nice about it is it's not a relapsing subscription,
Yeah.
or it's not a renewing subscription. So if your year runs out, it's not like they recharge you another like $5 or $10 or whatever. It's you need to give them money. So that's what I really liked about it. Or else I'd be super poor right now. So they announced Pokemon Home, and then they announced Pokemon Masters League. I think it's called.
The phone game.
Is the phone game. This is their Nintendo DNA collaboration for phone games. It looks like one of those. You have a team of 3 trainers battling another team of 3 trainers, or another 3 Pokemon, or something like that. And it just looks like another free-to-play game.
Yeah.
I know Pokemon Rumble
Rush.
Rush, is that the one that just came out?
Yes, it is.
Did you try it?
I did. It's on my list.
It's not bad. It's not a very good game.
It's a horrible game.
It's a very bad game. I can tell you right now.
More on that in the post-credit show.
I also tried it. But yeah, this seems more than just a tap fest.
Yes.
Whatever this Masters thing's coming out. I think it's coming out this year, so it
so.
looks fairly well finished.
Mm.
So I would not be surprised if it was like summer release, to be honest.
Nice.
The Pokemon Rumble stuff looks cute. It's just,
so cute.
It's just.
This one
gameplay
one is bad. The most recent one is bad. The
Yeah.
other ones have been fun.
Yeah, this one's just. Yeah, you
Hold on. Tap, hold, tap. Okay.
Are you sure?
Did you press OK?
Yeah. The Magnemite stole my ore.
So yeah, that's Pokemon updates. Investor update. It wasn't an incredibly thrilling update.
Well, no, because you're talking to investors.
Investors
You're not talking to
us.
Yeah.
So that big one is coming next week.
Next week is
Sword
our
and
Sword and
Shield
Shield news.
on Wednesday at 7 a.m. Yeah.
Get to fight
Mountain time?
No, our time.
Mountain time.
Mountain.
Our time. Oh yeah, Mountain. Yeah, 7 a.m. Yeah, I'm already up anyways, so
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna be super ready for whatever Sword and Shield. Let's go. Let's do this. I suspect we're gonna get a release date.
I assume so.
I think so, yeah.
We're gonna get a release date. We're gonna get information about a bundle. We're gonna get information about
You're just hoping for Animal Crossing news in a Pokemon.
in a Pokemon specific update. Actually, I wouldn't put them past that at like the very end if they tagged it up.
We
If
know
they-
you've been waiting.
If they tagged it
forever.
again,
Yeah.
with just saying, it's just Tom Nook going like,
Hey guys,
2019, and then
Yeah.
he goes back.
still coming.
Tom Nook is like, I'm gonna take your money in 2019.
Yeah,
Turnips.
And turnips, please.
that's Joan who sells turnips, guys. John Nook sells houses.
Oh, right.
God,
Kiri.
get it right, folks.
Kiri, if you play the
Yeah,
Animal
get
Crossing,
this straight, please, and thank you.
Tom Nook only takes them.
It's funny because with Pokemon stuff coming, and it is like we were told that we were getting Animal Crossing this year, and that's pretty much my big thing. Is I'm like
E3 will be.
I'm looking forward to Animal Crossing more than like Pokemon because that's just my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm not excited for Pokemon. Pokemon's
Yeah.
going to be great, but it's like I'm getting Pokemon, I'm getting Animal Crossing, and
I'm getting Death Stranding.
I'm not.
But on a side
Speaking
note,
of
do you
that-
think Animal Crossing they'll make a co like you can do co-op?
They'd be
You've always
foolish
been
not
able
to.
do
But you
co-op.
could bring someone into your place.
Yeah.
But
You would be
You've always
foolish.
had co-op.
But you couldn't do
Oh, I think
anything.
are you talking about like a co-op village?
yeah.
You've
Okay.
always been able to. You've always had 2 people in a village.
No, but
Or
like-
4 people, not at the same time.
No, but I mean at the same time.
No, come into my village. I'm not playing at the same time as you.
I don't know.
I have plans.
I don't know anything about Animal Crossing.
So you used to be able to. The original game had 4 houses that were all in the same place,
Mm-hmm.
and like I could go and do my stuff, but then if someone else in the house wanted to play, I'd have to save quit. They'd have to log in. They'd go in. And,
That sounds like a pain in the ass.
well, but it was an N64 game that translated into a GameCube game, so limitations there.
yeah, that's right.
Then the game mostly came out on the 3DS, so you had your own village.
On the go. at
on
all
the
points.
go if you wanted to share. Same thing, like if someone else wanted to play. But again, it's not like you can.
No.
What if it's an MMO style game?
The problem is if you go to other people's towns, you can screw with other people's towns.
No, it's not other people's towns. The worlds.
What do
Like
you
what?
mean, worlds?
Like this would be a really okay. This is tinfoil hat theory. It'd be a really interesting push to have Animal Crossing online, like a massive world online.
Kind of like Minecraft?
Yeah, but bigger. Like everyone's persistent online. You just log in, and then like if it's your own house, then you can do adjustments or whatever. But if it's someone else's, you can obviously just go in.
The big piece is the town aspect. It's not just the house aspect. So doing that destroys that piece of it.
But then there's like, but that's the thing. Like
What the 3DS did was when you crossed people, when you street passed people, you got their house in like a special section.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden there was like a neighborhood with all these houses, and you could pop into people's houses and see their houses, and it's like, oh, I really like that thing, and you could click on it, and it's like, you can special order this for like a premium price, and then you could spend your coins or your bells that way.
Bells, that's what.
Of like, oh, I really like that dresser they have, I'm gonna buy that dresser of theirs.
I think an online piece would be awesome, where you can have an online economy and you can make your own furnitures and designs and things like that and sell it in the marketplace. That'd be
You
really.
can sort of do that,
Yeah,
But I think
minus the economy, because again, you can game the economy that way.
Yeah, but that would just require. I'm just trying to think outside the box.
Oh,
something
I know.
something new for Animal Crossing.
I know. So no, I don't see them doing co-op with this because
I see them doing some big multiplayer push, especially with the Nintendo Switch Online.
yes, and they possibly could with like the town itself could be multiplayer, so you'll see other like
Yeah,
you
other
know,
people.
running
You log
around.
in. You log in, kind of like how Dauntless. It's like you don't actually see everyone at one time.
Yeah,
Kind of piece.
but the city itself will be
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
I could definitely.
That I could see.
I totally
Um,
messed up your guys' segue.
I mean, really.
I mean,
I mean, really.
yeah.
But yes, co-op, essentially,
Speaking of co-op,
Sure.
Death Stranding has co-op.
does it.
It's
How do we know this game's never coming out?
And this game is never coming. Apparently, it is never coming. Apparently, November. What is that? What was that community thing where it was like September? Or,
Oh, yeah.
Where they changed the date of the day because it wasn't
Yeah.
coming out on a day or whatever. Apparently, November 8th isn't coming until
Yeah,
November 8th.
November something or other, or October something's
Yeah.
not coming to November something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding got a very sizable trailer.
Yes.
A very sizable reveal of finally what this game
We
is.
still don't know,
We have a better idea.
but we still
I have
never know.
There's a better idea of what Death Stranding is. So the big thing is the game's coming out November 8th, supposedly, 3 years later, which is, let's be honest, early for Hideo Kojima. That's soon for him. Usually he works on the games longer. Let's be honest.
I feel like getting his own studio and doing his own thing probably helped,
Yes.
because now he's responsible for.
He can make his own calls.
Yeah.
Well, he can make his own calls for one, and two, there's a budget that he actually has to stick to. Like when you're working for the big guy,
The Konami.
the Konami, and you're like, guys, I'm gonna take another year to work on this, and Konami's like,
Kinda like
okay, just give him his time and give him his money. Now that he's got his own company, he's like, I want to take more time, and he has someone going, sir, that's going to cost you another like $2 million.
I think Sony's flipping the bill on
But that's
most
the
of
piece
this.
is like, is someone like he goes like, I need more time, and they go,
Yes.
okay, that's going to cost you $2 million.
We
And
need
he
to
goes,
stop. We need to actually show people what this game is, not just.
And
some-
he goes, what?
Can,
Like all of a sudden, he's more responsible.
I want to
Yeah.
hire Lindsay Wagner, but she's old. That will just DH her.
Yeah.
We watch. I've watched Marvel films.
Yeah. Get those
It's
people.
possible.
I'm gonna DH Matt Nicholson too. So November 8th coming out. It's got your standard edition, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, expensive stuff. So the big thing about the story is that it's wild for starters.
Of course.
My understanding is the world has separated, not like the society has crumbled or something like that. I'm not sure what, but Sam, you play as a guy named Sam, or what's actor's name?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. You play as essentially digital Norman Reedus.
Yes.
And the story is you're connecting the societies back together
Yes.
as this weird postman thing. But apparently there is going to be some sort of multiplayer social aspect to this game that they haven't talked about yet. That he hasn't talked about.
It'll be just like Metal Gear Solid 5.
The Metal Gear Solid 5, the online stuff was alright.
Bases.
The bases was fun. Until people started hacking it. So hopefully they improve that.
Yep.
Like he works on the multiplayer stuff. But yeah, like this game's coming out. Like it's nuts that this game is finally coming out. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, stay tuned for future updates.
Stay tuned. We'll probably see a little bit more of this next week at E3, most likely. If Kojima's ready to start pulling over the
they'll start
tarp out of this. If Sony, Sony needs a big push this year, especially not being at E3.
Yeah.
They're gonna need a couple
other people there to do it.
They're gonna need a couple big things to show at their not E3 event.
Yeah. But they're not E3.
The days of play. Because they still have Ghost of Tsushima coming out. They can start talking about PlayStation 5 stuff if they really wanted to. But yeah, Death Stranding is going to be a very big push for them this year.
Big push.
I suspect. Like it's their last big title on the PlayStation 4, really.
That we know of at this moment.
So, because the PS5 is probably coming out 2020. Like realistically.
Yeah,
We'll see,
that makes sense.
Realistically, they'll talk about it this year. They'll show a little, and then next year maybe they'll show back up at E3 because this is a smart year for them. Like they don't have
Take it off. Don't pay the money.
They don't need to show any games. They obviously are in early development of the hardware, so there's nothing to show.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be at E3.
Yeah, let everybody else do your talking for you.
Yeah, like the internet is a wonderful place now.
Well, but you also have E3. Like I think Chris and I were talking about this. Is now like EA has their own show, and like everybody has their own shows now.
Square
Enix has their own show, so why bother showing up?
Yeah.
Nintendo obviously pioneered all that's like not being at E3 stuff.
Because you save so much money.
You do. Like,
You don't have to rent a theater. You don't have to
you don't
pay
have to-
someone to do lighting and someone to do sound.
The
and someone to
ESA
do-
takes a big chunk
Oh sure.
of the stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Ubisoft broke off.
But that's what I mean. Like and everybody doing their own individual cons isn't going to work. But
I think the idea of E3 is still amazing. The fact that you can get all of these developers under one roof to celebrate, and show off the games that they're developing. That's super cool. That does not happen all.
You know that the Sony execs are still going to be there because there's investors to talk to and there's other game companies to talk to. But you don't have to put on a
big show,
$500,000 show.
Right.
No.
I remember back when E3 was like 2 hours long or whatever for a show. It's like I don't have that kind of patience anymore.
Well, because you got the investors broadcast thing, they would, and you do. If you go to trade shows, they'll have the stage, but it's the stage that everybody gets to use, so your big teams get it.
And then it evolved into we booked this theater.
Right, we booked the Chinese theater to do this big thing.
To show off the Microsoft
it is.
Xbox or whatever, and just kind of got out of hand. And I totally applaud Nintendo and Sony for just kind of be like, we're still gonna talk about stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo's was a great move of just being like, we're gonna make our own video that's gonna cost us like a fraction of the cost,
and we can tailor it specifically. We won't have any issues.
We won't have any technical issues.
Because I remember that year they tried to show off Zelda
Skyward
Sword. That was bad.
Yeah.
That year was bad.
But it's been bad for all of the companies. Like as soon as you have wireless controllers, you are screwed.
There's so much interference in those.
Yeah.
In those
Yeah, because everyone's got on their laptops. Everyone's on their phones.
Everyone's on laptops, phones.
You're streaming it.
Right.
To
You
the
have
internet.
no space for stuff to actually bounce off of. So all you're
like-
essentially in a giant concrete box.
Yeah.
So
Like,
kudos.
The video way of going at it is great. And then Nintendo does the treehouse stuff.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
then you can watch people play games and talk about them. But again, it costs them less because those people are, somewhere else that
I'm looking forward
Nintendo
to
already owns, and it's just like, oh yeah, let them play games.
I am looking forward to seeing what Sony does bring to the table this year.
Yeah.
I know the judges week ended for E3, and some of the judges like Jeff Gersman and stuff were talking about the things that they've seen. They're like, I'm really freaking excited this year for stuff, and they can't obviously talk about it, but this year looks promising. And
this is Microsoft's year to try and bring it with Sony not being there.
Microsoft needs, and to be in Microsoft's defense, they have been doing very strong this year. Like
They've been
the
trying.
last year has been very good for them.
Yep.
Like they did the adaptive controller, they have the Game Pass, they've
Yep.
got that weird leasing an Xbox One console system,
Yeah.
which is really a very, very smart idea.
Very cool move.
They've been doing very well.
They've been
for
doing
themselves.
smart little moves, but now it's time to actually show off some games.
So
Yeah.
show off. Yeah, exactly. What Xbox? Why do I need an Xbox One in 2019 going into 2020?
Yeah.
Like, why do I need an Xbox? Don't tell me Gears of War 5
No.
or Halo. Like, tell me a reason.
Unless it's Halo without Master Chief, because I'll take that.
I like Master Chief.
Yeah, but Halo Reach and Halo ODST are still like,
those are good.
far and above.
Those are still good.
Better than anything with Master Chief in it.
Halo Reach 2.
You're dead?
Halo Reach 2. It's
But it doesn't have to be
it's
Reach,
a
but-
pre-prequel.
It's a pre-prequel.
Pretty cool.
Pre-prequel.
Pre-prequel. Yeah, E3 should be interesting.
So yeah, like Microsoft needs to pull out all the stops.
Well, because they're the only ones still with the show.
They're the only ones that are still with the show, but they're the only ones without a game plan.
I
Because
know.
with Nintendo, we know what's coming up for the Switch. We know
Yes.
the games that they have,
Yep.
like Pokemon,
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah.
We've got a new. What's that one they can't?
Technically have
What's
it.
the one that canceled? Metroid. That's
Metroid
coming.
Prime 4.
That's
We
Metroid
still
Prime 4.
that'll
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
next
like,
year
but we
thing,
know that that's coming.
Sure, we know that
Sony,
they've got a Zelda game in development again because they were
Yeah.
hiring
Yeah.
for that. That Cadence of Hyrule game is supposedly coming
Sony's
out
got
next
Death
week.
Stranding.
Like,
They've got a bunch of great games coming out, and obviously they've got the hardware. They've got PSVR, which is doing very, very well for them.
That's what I mean. Like,
it's.
Sony's done that. Or, sorry, Microsoft's done that thing where it's like,
Do you guys want Crackdown 3?
sure, is it gonna be good?
No.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Crackdown. Do you guys like Terry Crews?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he in it? Sort of.
Yeah. Yes.
Sort of.
Yes. He is in it.
He's in it.
Is he? Does he want to be in it?
He did at the beginning, and then, you know.
Does he want to be in that?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yes.
Either way,
Yeah. So
we have.
Death Stranding is coming out.
It looks nice.
It will no longer be in
Holy
my.
see.
I know. It's like that whole it's a Kojima game. It's gonna be incomprehensible bullshit. I'm just gonna eat it all up.
Of course you are.
It's just that's the point. That's the purpose of his games.
Yeah.
They need to be incomprehensible, or else it is not.
It's not a Kojima game.
Yeah, it needs. So,
Moving on,
Mortal Kombat.
DLC. Some of it's been announced.
Yes. So they're getting some classic characters: Shang Tsung, Shiva. I can't remember what the third one is, but it's another classic character.
This whole game is though going like back in time.
Yeah, I need to. Apparently, the story is nuts.
Yeah.
I need to play this game
Because
at
it
some point
is.
in
It's
time.
like the last game that
They're
I
re-
played,
they're-
the
they're-
last Mortal Kombat game I played, the story mode it was insane. But it was, Johnny Cage was doing this, and
The
he's
last
old,
one-
and all of a sudden he has a
Yeah,
daughter
that was the
or
last
something.
one. That was Mortal Kombat X. Yeah.
Like, yeah, things were going
Apparently, they
crazy.
retcon all of that in this game.
Well, they do because there's time travel involved now. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, Johnny Cage from 10, who's been in existence since Mortal Kombat,
He's Old Man Cage.
he's Old Man Cage, fights.
Young
Young Cage.
Original Cage.
The young cocky.
Yes, so they
Actor
they
Cage.
brought all of them.
It's so weird.
The originals are back, plus all of their old forms if they've survived this long.
Right.
Essentially, is the
And so the big thing is the guest characters. The first one they're NetherRealms is willing to talk about is Spawn.
Spawn
We haven't seen Spawn since Soul Calibur 2 in a fighting game.
when he was on the Xbox.
Albeit, we haven't even seen a good Spawn game.
No.
No.
Which I think he definitely deserves one, if I'm being honest.
Well, we have a Spawn movie
Doesn't
in the
count.
works,
No, need a game.
but no,
One Spawn game. One Spawn game.
Spawn's a hard game to.
Yeah.
You
they
kill
really-
everything.
Well, I know, but that was
But
like
how-
the
You-
Darkness game when the Darkness came out, because I read those comics,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, this will be an interesting game, and you still like. The guy in the comics was still, you felt way more powerful reading the comic as opposed to what they could do in the game.
Yeah.
So that's that piece. Is like Spawn's got some pretty
He has some
juiced
cr-
up powers.
yeah, he has
if you
some
gave it to
really
the guys that
crazy
did
abilities.
Spider-Man, I can see it
You
going
mean
well.
Insomniac?
Yeah,
Yeah. They know their shit.
that's what I mean.
They
Like
know
I
their
can
shit.
see
Yeah.
it going well.
They'll make a go. I think they would more rather make a Ghost Rider game before Spawn.
I'd be down with that.
So yeah, the Spawn is the first guest character for the DLC's pack,
Fun.
and then two more. I think they're gonna get someone with a chainsaw because there was a giant chainsaw sound and then blood splattered everywhere, and I couldn't make out what the other one was. But so I don't know who they.
I'm assuming Leatherface because
But
Jace.
they've done Leatherface already.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they won't.
Bring him back.
They won't bring guest characters back. That's unlikely.
Well,
They need that surprise factor, right?
I know that.
So I don't know who else they could bring in. They could bring in. I think one of the big things is
Ash from
Ash.
the Dead.
That's what I was thinking.
That could
Ash,
be good.
like Ash would be good, and get Bruce Campbell to voice
him.
Yep.
voice and portray him. The big thing about Shang Tsung is they got the same actor from the Mortal Kombat movie to voice him, and it looks like him from the first movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm just like, one of the finisher lines is literally, "Your soul is mine."
Your soul is mine.
And I'm just like, oh, my inner child just got really excited for no
Honestly,
reason.
that Mortal Kombat movie was probably one of my favorite video game adaptations to live action movie.
I would say it's before Detective Pikachu, the best video game movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Like,
went campy with it.
They went
and
campy.
knew
They
had to.
had 5 seconds of story.
Yeah.
And
And
then
the rest
just
was
fight.
fighting.
It was so good.
Why are we
though.
fighting? Because you're in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just gonna punch this squirrel's nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mortal Kombat 1 was the best video game movie. Silent Hills got close, but wasn't good. It still wasn't good.
No.
As the first character of the Combat Pack, Shang Tsung's Soul-Sealing Sorcerer will be available on June 18th. Also coming with that is classic skins, obviously classic with a K. Scorpion, Noob, Cybot, and Sub-Zero.
I think Reptile
costumes.
too.
That's all it says is those.
So what Shang Tsung's, they released the trailer for this pack, and so it looks like he can actually transform himself into those old classic ninjas.
Oh, really?
So that's them putting those old characters in use, and of course having skins for the old characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what his thing was. He took the souls and he became that person.
Yeah.
One of his specials is literally he dupes the opposing character, and he's that character for 10 or 30 seconds, 10 or 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's super
I'm
cool.
super I need to play Mortal Kombat 11. Apparently it's just nuts. I need to get into that.
This news is likely no surprise to those who've been keeping up with certain leaks. So Spawn from last month, which
I think
hinted at
Ash.
the return of these characters along with Shiva from Mortal Kombat 3 and Ash from The Evil Dead.
Yeah. So I think Ash is a very realistic,
Yeah, that'll work out.
very reasonable guest character.
Guest character.
Very reasonable. I
Yeah.
could see that. And especially, I think the cherry on top is if they get Bruce Campbell.
Oh, and they will.
Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
At the very least, they'll get the likeness.
Yep.
At the very least, they'll get the likeness. But if they could get him to voice it,
They'll get Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
another Evil Dead.
Yeah.
More Evil Dead. That's all his resume is now. Is Evil Dead.
What else was he in that was...
Evil Dead.
Baba Hotep. Where he played Elvis.
I don't remember that one.
We're not getting Elvis in this game.
No.
Elvis with a chainsaw?
Speaking of classic games,
Infinity Ward's making a Modern Warfare game.
guess what it's called?
Modern Warfare.
That's the new story.
That's the whole story.
I'm excited, but disappointed at the same time.
Disappointed at the same time.
Because it's like, oh, cool! Like it's Infinity Ward doing what they do.
Modern
with
Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Yep.
One of their marquee titles, but they're not making another marquee. Like they're not making anything yet.
They're not making
That team's good.
Yeah. So this is technically Modern Warfare 3?
Question mark.
Question mark, but it's
They're advertising it as Modern Warfare 1.
right.
Yeah.
But not Modern Warfare 1 because we just got that.
Yes. So I think they are
I think this is
advertising
going
it
to
as
be a
reboot.
reboot.
It's a soft reboot because the trailer opens up with McTavish, and I'm just like,
Yes.
oh my god, that guy's awesome. So
Because if all they do is remake 1, we
No,
already
they're not-
have that because Remastered came
Yes.
out and it's
And
gorgeous
so-
and it works and
yes,
everything's great.
it is serviceable. It's very good.
Yeah.
So they've said that this is going to be a soft reboot. It's going to have story elements from the first game, but it's largely in part going to be a very unique. Yes, you guys are wearing similar
It's the
shirts.
same Mickey.
It's always the same Mickey.
Mickey's,
They only
that's
have
he has
so
one
many Mickeys.
poses. He's very limited poses. Come on.
Yes, lots of poses. They only use so many.
So this is going to be largely a reboot of the first game.
Yes.
The storytelling is going to be part Navy SEAL side or the
SAS.
the SAS or whatever the group, as well as the Rebel Fighter side. So they're actually taking both stories into account, not just one side,
Yeah.
which I think is very, very obviously in this political climate, you kind of need to shed light on both sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. There is a seasons pass. And there will be cross-platform multiplayer for the first time on
Yes.
a Modern Warfare, on a Call of Duty game.
So they're still not sure if that means PS4 people can play with Xbox people.
I'm pretty sure that is
But for sure, PC people
will
can play
play.
with
everyone. I'm willing to bet that it will be.
I'm Hoping.
Like you don't announce cross-platform like that without that being the big question.
Right.
Like you don't like that's you
Oh,
have
for
to
sure.
you have to do that. Especially now that Sony's been a little bit more lax
Yes.
and lenient about their
Well.
cross-platform stance.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to be talking about a game that we all played recently that's
Yes.
very, very much like that. And yeah, you need to, if you say cross-platform, there needs to be a standard now of saying like cross-platform is this.
Yeah.
It is everyone playing on the same server on different consoles
Yeah.
and different devices.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, going forward, I think we need to, like, game developers need to establish that consistency.
Can't believe we finally reached it, guys. We're there.
We're in the future.
You can play Xbox and PlayStation together, and you can just own whatever system you darn well want to own.
And then
Final Fantasy 11. It was the only game you could have a PS2 player play with a PS3 player, play with an Xbox 360 player, play with a PC player.
I see, and I've
But
always
that was like
looked
a
at
very
it
like so many contracts were signed for that to work.
I've
that
always
I don't
laughed
want to
at
see that happen again.
like sports.
Sports is a big one.
To me, is
Well,
the
I mean-
next big piece.
And I think
Yeah.
with Activision, them opening that up, because what else does Activision really have? They've got what, like Guitar Hero. They've got.
Well, Activision Blizzard has all of the.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we could see Blackthorn come out. Shut up! I want Blackthorn. We could
Yes.
we could see StarCraft Ghosts come out finally.
But that is still.
In all honesty, I don't want Blizzard making more games right now.
Yeah, they need to pause and rethink themselves.
They need to pull a BioWare and restructure and rethink. And,
But in the good way, not in the bad way.
Leave Activision.
but legitimately, like BioWare has to do the same thing. They've got to pause and reformat and rethink and not just go with this. Like that whole article was like, well, the BioWare magic pulls things together, and it's like, well, it does if you actually have a solid
Team. Oh, sorry, a solid team.
Well, not
Yeah.
even team, but like, if the guy up top goes, okay, you work on this puzzle piece and you work on this puzzle piece, because that's essentially what that article said, was that they always had different teams working on different things, which is how you do games. And then at the end, you're sitting there going, okay, I've been working on making things fly for the last like year, and I've got my piece down. But I don't know how this connects to everything else.
Yeah.
That guy up top has to know how all those things go.
It's funny that you talk about this, and we talked about this earlier this week about Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy XIV had that exact same issue that Anthem is having right now.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
the game launched, and it was like, it was a game.
Yeah.
They pushed it out, and then it's definitely on its track to Final Fantasy XIV level where it fell flat.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy XIV that happened with that game, and Square Enix was like, we need to fix this game.
Yep.
So they literally pulled the game from the servers, Final Fantasy XIV, and then replaced the director. And the director's like, we need to get this game going in 6 months.
Right.
We are doing this. I'm doing this. And apparently one of the big issues was that no one in the team in Final Fantasy XIV talked to each other about what they were doing. So they had quest writers writing quests for quests that didn't have scripts for it. They had people designing like quests which needed assets that didn't have assets being made or wasn't to the level that they were needing for that piece. And so it's really funny watching that no-clip video about them talking to Final Fantasy XIV the developers, saying like, yeah, it was a dark time for Square Enix at that point. But now Final Fantasy XIV, it's one of the most popular MMOs out there.
Yep.
Has it surpassed World of Warcraft yet? Probably not, hey?
Nothing passes WoW.
I think more like active subscribers though.
Still no.
No, you don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's gotten up there, anyways.
It's gotten up
Either
there.
way, it's gotten up there. It went from 0
Yep.
to say a solid 80% game, 90% game.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Right. So like it can be done. It can be done. So Anthem, there is something there for it, but just it is in its low point right now.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where
So
I hope they fix Anthem.
they need. What I said about Final Fantasy XIV, and it became an actual game.
so like Anthem has a new thing coming out for it.
Cataclysm. It's not great.
It's
It's
a-
their
Dragons? No.
Yeah.
Dragon.
so
It's
it
actually
was-
just Dragon Age 4.
from what was kind of teased about this was it was supposed to redo the whole world map so that things would be a little bit better, and they've like it was going to fix problems. It is a game mode that's going to last 8 weeks and then it goes away.
temporary game mode.
It's a temporary game mode that will
I'm not
exist.
paying money for that.
You don't pay for it. It's part of the live. This is a live service game from EA. So live service means you get those updates. And the whole point to live service is supposed to be that they can do events.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is
ongoing games. Yes.
You can't do events if your game is still broken. So
Yeah.
everybody was really hoping
Can't
that,
add adding pink frosting to a burnt cake.
Right.
Just has a burnt cake.
like,
Gotta remake the cake.
and then they're like, well, like certain drop rates will increase and this will increase. And they're like,
But
yeah,
at this point, you need more than just better loot.
You need a lot more. Though.
Well, but everything's still random number generate, like everything. So if you go to take one of your weapons or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put this thing on it that will increase its power. Like in Diablo, you can add an enchantment.
Yeah, that is a very common game mechanic to add items to.
But going
weapons.
with that loot, like that loot kind of game.
So you could.
In Diablo, you could be like, okay, I'm gonna add extra 5 strength to this weapon. In Anthem, you can do the same thing, but the stat you add is random.
So you could get
The amount you get is random.
So why is that a game mechanic?
Right, and that's the problem. Is
so like you could come out on top with a really kick-ass weapon.
Yes.
Or a moderately better, slightly better weapon.
Yes.
Can you remove this item, or whatever enchantment or whatever?
Well, you could replace it over and over again if you want to keep using resources to, like.
That seems dumb.
Right. So that's the thing. I don't mind the weapons being random.
Yeah.
Because that's
The weapons random. That's fine. Yeah,
that's a loot game.
That's Borderlands.
But that is. It's a loot game.
That's
you pick
fine.
it up and you go.
But the fact that
if only this
but
had
the fact that
agility
I had-
instead of.
But the fact that if I have a +5 like orb or whatever, and I put it onto my weapon, it should be
Plus
a
five, whatever.
orb.
Yeah.
Or +5 whatever.
Yeah.
It not that
Plus 5 to strength. I know I'm taking plus 5 strength and applying it to this thing. Not
or now I want plus speed or whatever.
Yeah.
To this armor.
This will increase one of your primary things randomly between the numbers of 1 and 10. No, thank you.
Oh, all right. 1. Okay.
Strength plus 1.
All right. So let's get another one.
Yeah.
1.
Okay.
Let's 2. Quit.
Agility plus 10. What does agility do for my class? Nothing. Great.
Not, yeah.
Because again, if I get a random weapon and it's like, oh, this is an agility
the weapon makes sense.
It's like,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, the weapons, randomizing weapons and stats on weapons makes sense.
Yeah.
But
that's what I
enhancements and attachments like that, you can't randomize that. That's garbage.
There's so many pieces of that game that are broken, and then they're just like, here's a new game mode.
How about fix the main game first?
Yeah.
Right. And that's where, so they'll do a stream, and all of the people chatting are like, when are you going to fix this problem? And it's not like people are trying to be actually fairly civil with the chat because they're legitimately at this point concerned about the game, going like, well, when are you going to fix this? And they're like, why aren't you guys asking questions about like this new dungeon that we're walking you through? Like, we should be talking about the technical things in this dungeon. And they're like, but this is still broken.
Yeah.
So why aren't you fixing it? Because your game's not fun.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And the problem is
they're
like
not-
the point where we're at in the game, still fun.
Still fun.
So,
We just haven't progressed.
because
We're
right
worried.
now, like, I can't upgrade my weapons in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Like, I'm not worried about that end tier loot stuff. I'm not worried about running dungeons.
Yeah,
and
but the
that
thing
kind
is,
of
being
jazz.
an ongoing game, you should be worried about that stuff. Because
If we were further,
Yeah.
I'd be, yes. I'd definitely be. Like, that's why we've kind of stalled, is where you're sitting there going, like,
Do we want to get to that point?
do we want to get to the point where we're looking at this game going, oh no.
oh, that's how that game is at the moment. And
It is how that game is at the moment. So, yes, Cataclysm's not going to fix it, but
Yeah.
But Infinity War is going to fix Modern Warfare.
Infinity Ward is going to fix Modern Warfare.
2 important questions. Can I shoot down UAVs?
Just put on a UAV jammer. Problem solved.
Yeah.
No, I want to shoot them down with an RPG.
I love my UAV jammer.
I love my RPGs shooting them down. Hey, you can also shoot down helicopters with them too. So
You can shoot down helicopters and remastered.
yeah, but you have to like aim the RPG, and it's just annoying. The lock on is so much easier. You just lock on, fire, and forget, and then you just go on.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, that's the single greatest improvement from Modern Warfare 1 to 2.
Well, I was surprised that we weren't honestly getting Modern Warfare 2
remastered.
remastered.
Well, that will be. Guess what? If you pre-order Modern Warfare,
Oh, for sure. I can.
and you'll get a copy of Modern Warfare 2 remastered for
See,
free.
in all honesty, with Infinity Ward working on this game,
Because they did 1, 2, and 3, didn't they? I feel like they did 1, 2, and 3, and then then they split off, and then Activision added more teams.
Treyarch started doing
Yeah.
some of the stuff, and all of a sudden it wasn't Modern Warfare, it was Infinite Warfare. And
No. Infinite Warfare came far later. I think they.
That's what I mean, though. Like way later.
Yeah, I think Black Ops. Black Ops was in there somewhere. Yeah,
For sure. There was all sorts of junk in there, but like for the Modern Warfare franchise, it went from Modern Warfare to Infinite Warfare and just became a cluster, of junk. And all of a sudden, them bringing Infinity Ward back is like, yes.
We can do this. Even though it's not really like the core team, the whole team,
Doesn't
it's still a
matter.
good chunk of the people that made the first series games
Right.
so memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just multiplayer, it's not just the gameplay mechanics. They had good storytelling.
Yeah.
Those single player campaigns, Activision will say no one wants a single player campaign and release Black Ops 4.
Right.
But people really like those single.
They were Infinite Warfare. They were Call of Duty Ghosts.
They did Ghosts. I think Ghosts was that year that the structure had that fracture.
Yeah.
The
Modern
studio had
Warfare
that
3, Modern Warfare 2, Modern
They
Warfare.
at least did all the Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty 2
Okay, yeah. Well, we knew that.
and Call of Duty.
One. Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
They know what they were doing back then too.
Yeah, so
So Modern Warfare, cross-platform, with the seasons pass, obviously, and probably going to have microtransactions. Let's be honest. Let's.
we read that today.
Yeah,
They're
gonna add it
after
later.
launch CP is coming just like it is in Modern Warfare Remastered right
Yep.
now,
Yep.
so you can spend
Yep.
your
We're not-
coins on cosmetic-y type junk and all of that jazz. So
Yeah. So I'm not. It's to be expected. I don't think they sugarcoat it. They
No.
like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're
We're
not
gonna do
gonna.
this.
We're not gonna hide from it, like Gearbox is,
right.
like Randy Pitchford is.
And if it's the same stuff that's in Modern Warfare,
I'm
cool.
fine with. Like, I don't even touch any of that, and I'm still having a great time with it.
Right, like I open my depot boxes.
I don't
unlock-
even do that.
I unlock stuff from my depot boxes, and every once in a while you get something cool, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll use this now.
Yeah.
Like I'll unlock a new character that I can run around as instead of just default man.
I'm looking forward to getting default more than just default. Man.
But that's what I
it's
mean,
not-
and then-
it doesn't break my experience because it's a first-person shooter.
Correct.
The
Like,
amount
that's
of
the
times I
piece
look at
is-
myself in a first-person shooter is very limited.
Like
Really?
Chris unlocked the broken bottle for his
Oh,
melee
yeah.
weapon.
Yeah.
I would constantly use that.
But that's what I mean. Like, so there's those fun bits where it's like, oh, and they're like, well, if you give us money, you can just have it. And it's like,
No, I'm good.
no.
But thank you for the option.
Yeah. Whereas Battlefield 5, like, you play that one, and they'll release a character, and it's like, this character is super special just for right now, and it'll try and tie in with something that's happening. Like, this year, or this day in history, 8,000 years ago, this person did something, really exciting. So we're releasing a character
interested-
based on that character.
Yeah.
You can give us $5 and you can have this character, and again, you're in a first-person game, and I'm like, why do I care if
why
I'm a
would you
mutton-chopped Irish guy who blows things up?
So other people can see you as a mutton-chopped guy who
Right.
blows things up.
But I paid $5. It's not like I...
You get anything. You're like,
Yeah,
giving someone
but then
else the
he's like, he's like an
experience.
epic character, and I'm like, does that mean he comes with extra health?
No.
Like no,
no,
he dies just as if he gets a bullet to the brain, he dies just the
Just
same
the
as
same
everybody
way.
else.
His brain's not rock hard.
So, yeah, no. So either way, Modern Warfare coming out as Modern
Still,
Warfare.
I am excited. It's just a strange announcement.
It's a very strange.
We knew that Infinity Ward was working on an annual Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
We just were expecting this.
Yeah.
But we're happy for it. But we are, looking for it.
Last but not least, Galaxy's Edge opening at.
It opened.
No, Disneyland, not California Adventure. California Adventure's got their Marvel stuff in the works right now, but Galaxy's Edge is now.
It's open now.
It's open now. It is in the
If you can get to it.
top left-hand corner of the park, essentially, where Rivers of America used to be. So it's a weird place to try and tie in because there's like the Western-themed area
Is there?
and then like the Critter Country-themed area, and those two kind of are the gateways to Star Wars. And they've had to do a lot of work to try and make it so it doesn't look like, they've had to move trains. They've had to move a fake river. They've had to do all sorts of stuff to get this park in there. So you can reserve passes, and those passes last for, I believe, 2 hours.
Okay.
So you get a little band that, it's like, okay, you're red or blue or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
They let you in. You have 2 hours. They only have one ride right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of it's just taking in that ambiance in that world.
So after 2 hours, does it like drag you out? Like
No, so they do the very Disney version kind of thing of that. Instead of having like a Disney person come up to you and be like, "Excuse me, sir, I see you have a blue band. Your time is up. Please proceed out." The shops will stop selling you things. And eventually,
how do they track it? Do you have to scan your bracelet?
No. So it's like I think it's all color coded. So like if they see a blue band and it's
2 p.m.
4 o'clock,
yeah,
you shouldn't have a blue band anymore. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't sell you anything because your time's up. Like, my apologies. Come back another day. Like,
I'm just gonna sit here and experience Star Wars. I'm gonna sit here.
So the next piece is if you kind of they see you there, like if you're a blue band and now you've been there for like 5 hours, so you're 3 hours past your time, stormtroopers will escort you off premises. Back into Critter Country or like the...
Yeah.
So you'll have like some stormtroopers that come with us, sir.
Terrible.
We don't have the choice you were looking for.
And
I'm gonna do that.
I'm sure everyone's gonna do that.
I'm gonna do that.
So, or if you really put up a fuss, they'll just throw you in Disney jail.
What is Disney jail like?
I'm assuming it's a regular jail.
I'm assuming it's a room.
It's a room with bars where I'm assuming they take your picture and go never come back.
You banned.
And if anybody can keep you out based on your picture, it's Disney.
It's Disney.
Like it's not like you could be like fake mustache and be like
Hat.
Yeah.
Hat
and sunglasses and you're like, I've made it.
As shown in Coco.
What is this? Freaking Ocean's 11?
Yeah. It's the Marvel movie. It's a Marvel movie. Hood up, hat on, sunglasses.
Backpack almost.
Yep.
Get a little backpack back.
Yeah.
Gray jacket.
Yeah. If a place you don't want to get kicked out of and be banned from, it's Disney because they will find you. Like it's not like you can get back in.
It's not easy.
No. So either way, Galaxy's Edge is open. So you go on the Millennium Falcon ride, I believe. That's the one that's open.
Sure.
Other than that, it's just the stores that are open and all that jazz. So you can experience the world. They can make sure that the flow is all good. This is kind of like the soft opening sort of thing. So. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, by limiting...
I thought it was the grand opening. I thought it opened already.
It's the grand opening, but you still can only get in with the reservations and all of that jazz, and it still allows them to go like...
And it's gonna be chaotic in August then.
I forgot how long the reservations are around for.
But that's when D23 is happening.
Oh, I know.
There's going to be a massive load of people going to
The nice part is if everybody's like, what happened with Toy Story Land in Florida was it opened, and people were waiting in line at the front of Hollywood Studios, and they went in, and it took forever to get into the park. And then there was another queue to get into Toy Story Land because you can only have so many people in at one point. Yeah. So people were waiting like 8 hours just to get into Toy Story Land. Never mind lining up for the Slinky coaster or the Toy Story ride, the Toy Story Mania ride, which has been at Hollywood Studios now for like years. So it's not like it's a new ride.
No,
they just moved the entrance.
Yeah,
like. There wasn't that much to see, and people were waiting 8 hours. But then you get the other people who are like, there was no line on Tower of Terror, so I wrote it 8,000 times. Because you essentially, like, the doors open, and they're like, proceed off. And you're like, can I just stay on? And they're like, yeah, no one's here. Like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's what I did in Disney Tokyo, or Disney Sea. Everyone ran to Toy Story Mania. I, meanwhile, went to Tower of Terror. I went to 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I went to Journey to the Center. I went to all of those.
See, my wife and I, for Disneyland, like, we'll go to... It's always funny, like, when I used to go, we'd go through the shops, and it's just, like, relax and do your thing. I went with my wife the first time we went, and she's like, no, we hit up, like, Splash Mountain. Like, let's get as far away from everybody else as possible. Splash Mountain's, like, one of the furthest rides out, so let's go. And you get there, and you get on the ride. And, again, you're in California, so it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 20 degrees outside. So you get on the ride. There is no one. Mm-hmm. Like, you walk through the queue, get on the ride, go through the ride, get back to the beginning, and the guy goes, you guys just want to go again? And you're like, sure. And they just hit the button and off you go because there's still no one in line. So you do Splash Mountain like 3 or 4 times, and you're like, we're going to go look at our pictures now. So you go and look at the pictures, and then you hit up like Pirates of the Caribbean because, again, no lineup, and Big Thunder and all of those. Mm-hmm. Like, we do these 4 rides 8 billion times because by noon, it's an hour-long wait to get onto Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, already been on it 4 times. What?
Scrubs.
Then you can go shopping because everybody's waiting in lines for rides.
Exactly.
So Yeah.
Yeah, Disney Tokyo was very much like that too.
Galaxy's Edge, by at least doing this reservation thing, will stem that problem. So you can be in the park, you know what time you're supposed to be at Galaxy's Edge if you're allowed to go to Galaxy's Edge. If you're not allowed to go to Galaxy's Edge, oh well.
Oh well.
You might get less ride times because there's now all of these people over in that direction. So it's one of those pieces. Either way, Han Solo, so
all the actors.
Harrison Ford was there, Mark Hamill was there, Billy D. Williams and George Lucas were all there for the grand opening.
Did you see the Harrison Ford?
What did he do?
Where he said, "This one's for you, Peter," and the fireworks went off.
No, I didn't see
No,
that.
it's cool. It's on the internet.
And so him and Billy D got a picture together.
Awesome.
Right in front of because they rebuilt the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Like that's what
That was
the big piece.
That's the centerpiece to that park is the Millennium Falcon is parked like right in the middle. Well, they got a picture in front of it and it's almost identical to one they took back in like 1979.
Aww. That's
and
awesome.
so in front of the Millennium Falcon, everybody's like 40-year challenge, everybody, 40-year challenge, because they have aged.
They have
really.
Like Harrison Ford looks it because he's got the like old man beard.
Didn't Billy
right
D
now.
get like fat?
Billy D is super fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, chubby.
Like Harrison Ford still looks like he's in shape.
Yeah.
Like that he could still do things.
He almost looked like he was like the fugitive.
Yeah, Billy D. He just got old and let himself get old and stopped caring. Like it's like I got Star Wars money, we're good.
Yeah, we're okay.
I landed,
we're good. Yeah. So yeah, they were there. I saw on Instagram the other day. Nathan Fillion was there.
Saw that too.
Like everybody's showing off just their little bands.
Little wristbands.
So it's like, oh, cool. But yeah, Disney's doing a very Disney way of kicking people out of
Of course they are.
that section of the park. So
Of course
it's essentially the "we'll ignore you till you leave" process of getting people to go. So most people are like, oh, my 2 hours is up. Bye.
Yeah. Just be honorable.
I'm sure you could probably buy food still.
Nope.
Really?
If your thing's expired and you go to one of the food section ordery thingies, they'll be like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Now again, you can go to anywhere else in Disneyland.
Anywhere else.
I guess so.
Like they're not just kicking you. It's not like, oh, your time's up. Leave Disneyland. It's you now have to leave Galaxy's Edge.
I think that food might be an exception to that because
No.
They've said no.
No.
They will not serve you food.
Because
They
people
will
will
not
stay
let
there
you buy-
then.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's like a safety thing at some point.
No,
No,
because you can go anywhere else. in the parking lot.
You have the option to go somewhere else.
I don't know.
You can go and get a turkey like 5 steps outside of
Yeah.
That's only my thing about it.
Now the only thing is that's the only place in Disneyland where you can get booze.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So California Adventure has like wine country and booze, but they're opening up an actual like alcohol serving cantina-esque
cantina?
type. Yeah.
Is it?
I'm not sure if it's the cantina.
Lame.
Because it's not Tatooine.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't matter. It does not have to be. I've been to enough of these places that no, it doesn't have to be specifically piece by piece. They can have just a random cantina next to
But they
them.
are going to be selling booze there, so that might be where they get people. And I'm not sure if they're selling booze yet.
Oh, probably not.
And that's probably the smartest move. Again, if you have to slowly kick people out, you
And
don't
they're
want,
drunk.
Yeah, you don't want them to be plastered.
I'm a fly the falcon.
Yeah. You can't do this to me. Yeah. Because they have to kick people out of Epcot in Disney World.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they're trying to do drinking around the world.
Yeah, they try and drink around the world.
Yeah.
And if you puke in Disney from like
Yeah, then you're done.
alcohol
You're out.
induced, yeah, you're out. If you puke because of a ride, you puke because of a ride.
Yeah.
If you
So what you're saying is get onto the ride intoxicated
yes.
and then puke
No one
after
will
the
know.
ride.
It's more the like, I'm so sorry that happened, Mr. Security Person.
I didn't know you were gonna get hit by my vomit. I am super sorry.
I'm just really tired right now. I'm definitely
really?
not drunk. Well,
You're definitely not drunk.
definitely not drunk.
You feel like how I feel. I feel that you feel that
yeah.
I'm not drunk.
So either way, if you're lucky enough to get there. Super cool, totally neat.
Cool.
It'll be quite a long time before we venture in that direction because it's going to be busy for
Ever.
a while.
Especially if they plan on adding more stuff too.
Well, there's another ride going in for sure. So that's the piece. Is like we try to like wait at least a year before we hit a park that's got something new in it.
Yeah.
We might just
With
try and hit
the
D23 next year.
Yeah.
No, not next year. Next year.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, that's one of those things where they open something and it's like, all right, so start your calendars. Like start the countdown for like 2 years, because in 2 years we can go to that place and it'll still be busy.
But
Disney's busy.
Yeah, Disney's always busy, regardless of which park you go to.
Yes, like regardless of whether you're Florida or California, whatever. Like Disney's busy, but at least it's not. I'm waiting 8 hours to go
You're wasting your whole day just to see
to
something.
get into a park.
Yeah.
For me to wait again to go onto a ride like Disney Mania, or sorry, Toy Story Mania. We like that ride. And in Florida, like that line, we waited an hour to go on that ride. And in Disney, we'll get our fast passes in like California Adventure because it's the Midway ride.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go on there. But it's like an hour-long lineup.
Mm-hmm.
But you really like that ride. Well, I'm not waiting 8 hours to wait another hour to ride that ride.
Your day's going to be done before you know it.
Right, like they're going to
Before you do anything.
You're going to have stormtroopers escorting you out before, your time's up.
They're going to escort you out in the line.
Yeah. Sorry, last rider, sorry.
I was here all day.
But I've been waiting forever. I've peed 6 times in the line.
You want my bottle pee? Yeah.
Either way, with that, we shall move on to the post-credit show.
We're talking about movies and games and things we've done in between.
Yes, movies we've watched, games we've played, and other sort of nerd junk we've done.
Nerd things.
So, while we recombobulate hamsters and redo some stuff, check us out at barrelrollnews.com.
Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Love us.
Like, subscribe, and
Share.
tell all of your friends. Love us like Pancake loves Brian.
Maybe not that much.
I won't mind. Bye, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.